I get everything situated. Especially when I can get my phone up here and get my chat going. Can't remember how to do this. There we go, I got her going. Hello, whoever's here so far. Tracy's still in there getting, she actually had to clean the litter boxes. Who's joined us so far? I see there's 5 people. Oh man. That smoke is killer, guys. I use oil and gas to get the fire going. Hey guys. Carl's got something wrong with his head. Dude, they make medicine for that, by the way. It's not the first day you complained about that. Can you hear me all right sitting over here? No, I'm a little early according to my phone. I'm at the clock in the house. I wanted to put the camera over there where it was looking towards the river, but if we sit over here, we're both leaning like this, so that wasn't going to happen. We got 9. Maybe we can beat our whopping record of 27, I think, was the most we ever had. Let's just, hey Mr. Wizzy, there's my boy. Hang here for a few till more people arrive. Catitude will be late, of course. And Megadezzy's cat. I messaged both of them to ask if they got notifications, and Catitude did get a notification at 7. What time do you actually have, Carl? This phone here says 7:27, but I came out here at 7:29. Okay, then I'm early. That explains it. I didn't think I could possibly get everything done, and I wanted to do before 7:30. Heard something over there. the proper way to say your name? Bryleen? No, I really didn't need help, Carl. We already had firewood. We got that earlier. But it was a matter of getting the fire lit and get the camera going correctly and all that good stuff. Thanks for joining us, Bryleen. I've not seen you before. Where are you from? There she is. And she's actually not late. I'm early.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not.
You made it on time, Catitude. Congratulations.
Hey, look at that. Oh man, this coat and I.
What? What about it? The zipper? Broke the zipper again. Nice going.
I'm gonna go switch coats, even though now I'm gonna be cold.
Well, Carl, we invited Paul and Karen to come down too, but it's Walking Dead night for them, apparently. Plus their dinner would not have been done in time for them to eat and make it down here on time. So it's just me and Tracy tonight. So it might be short and boring, guys. I don't know. Oh, cool. Friend of the friends I was just mentioning, Paul and Karen, have a friend that lives in Belleville named Kelly. There's more things wrong with Carl's head than we can really get into tonight, Attitude. But the biggest issue was his sinuses. Like, you got a sinus headache, Carl, or what? All the sinus issues you've been having, maybe you're allergic to your cats. Hi, Yvette. Thanks for joining us.
Don't tell him that. No, this is sinusy weather. Trust me.
True. Well, we finally had a true spring day today, guys. It was nice.
Hi, Wizzy.
It actually was a little bit above 50 degrees and sunny most of the day. Well, this live was not really a spur of the moment thing. We thought about doing it, but then I really thought at least Carl would be here to carry the conversation, so
Carl gave himself food poisoning.
probably.
Oh, I left my cigarettes in the coat.
Nice going.
This is what you get for starting early.
Well, I swore when I was in the house, the clock on the thing said 7:29. That's why I hurried up and came out.
Well, yeah, because when you said we have 10 minutes, I'm like, it's 7:09. We have 9. We have more.
So we were watching. Anybody watching Expedition Bigfoot yet, or have you watched it? Because we got Discovery Plus, so we were trying to squeeze in watching the newest episode before we came out here, and ran out of time. Turns out I could have watched it. We got like 12 minutes left to go. Tracy's a little bit scatterbrained at times. Gypsy!
What doing, Goofy Girl?
Gypsy. Tried to get Shelby to come out. He don't want to come out. Let Morty out earlier while I was cooking on the grill. He stayed out for like 30 seconds. It's like they're kind of getting used to being in the house.
Nothing wrong with that.
So last night I had the parabolic microphone out here from about 10 o'clock to a little after 12:30, quarter to 1. And really weird, guys. This river right now is pretty much silent. There's not really any, splashing noises or anything. There's no rocks making noise. And man, I kept hearing crap in the water enough that I came out here a couple times with the camera in the spot. Like, what the hell's in the water? And I never did see anything, but it kept happening. So really, really weird. You guys will see that tomorrow or hear it tomorrow. been having any of the usual, usually there's a knocking. There might be a couple I heard last night, but nothing great.
The
Although
weather's
one,
been strange.
one knock happened while I was out here with the camera, which
Hi.
was really weird. But none of the usual, there's been no coyotes whatsoever. Rarely an owl. Once in a great while I'll hear an owl.
The weather's been strange though. When it starts warming up, we'll have plenty. Now, Catitude, it's just my typical day off when I think to myself, oh, I don't have that much to do tomorrow. Uh-huh, yeah. Suddenly, it's 8 o'clock at night and I'm going, wow, I didn't get a chance to do anything I wanted to do.
We'd love to have Buddy here, Catitude, but it's just, the litter box thing is the issue. Having 9 litter boxes that got to be done every day, it's getting hard for each of us to do it. She's got a bum shoulder and bad knees. I got bad elbows, so we alternate days on doing it. And
If she moves, though, I want to get him.
yeah, but it's the cost factor of how much litter. We're buying 168 pounds of litter a month to keep up with these guys. Four 42-pound bags. Or containers, they're 4-packs, so each one's 42 pounds.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work, and cats ruin your house. I'm sorry, but they do. They scratch things, they poop, they throw up, they pee sometimes in places, and it's a lot to keep up with now. 10 years ago, it wasn't a problem, but it's a lot harder for us now. Plus, we have to keep the door shut and not let anybody have access in and out whenever they want, like we hope to do, because if we bring Buddy here, if we let him out, who knows what he might do. He might take off and we might never see him again, so we'd have to keep him confined pretty much for the whole summer if we want to keep him safe, much like we're going to have to do with most of our cats to keep them safe.
Yeah.
So we're still not so sure there ain't something going on with him up there, though.
Maybe they got divorced.
I don't know.
Maybe they got divorced and she got the house.
No,
That'd be
I've
awesome.
seen him outside, but my one camera over there that records the cat houses where I feed can see his house, obviously. Well, the pattern of the lights at night, the lights out at 10 o'clock, normally back on at 5:36 in the morning. Well, the last couple of weeks, or a little over a week, it's been really erratic with the lights coming on, going off. He's not been outside doing things like he normally.
Like even on a nice day like today,
like
with
today,
the sun
he wasn't
shining.
outside doing anything. So we suspect there's something maybe going on health-wise. That might be why they came back early.
Gee, wouldn't that be a shame? Karma. Karma. You get back what you put out.
It's a pain in the ass, ain't it, Catitude? She says she's got 8 boxes. Well, you see.
Yep.
But there's nothing new across the river. We haven't been over there since there was snow on the ground, which was like February when I went and got my cameras back.
Well, it's hard with the river.
Yeah, it's really
You don't want to go
it's
up there
freaky
right
to
now.
walk through this water when it's like this, as you guys saw. It's very scary.
Yeah, even Paul was shocked.
You
Which explains why in 2014 when it flooded and we were trapped next door and that water was probably mid-thigh on me, we just didn't want to walk through it. I mean, technically we probably could have, but it was safer to call them and have them come get us with a boat, because that water is so strong, and step on one little rock and have your foot slip out from under you and you're done.
Actually, it was as high as his deck is tall.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was just too dangerous, and it's... People, you always see it. I mean, people underestimate water. Water's heavy. I mean, a gallon of water weighs
8 pounds.
8 pounds. Because I remember when I had an aquarium, and they have a 10-gallon aquarium, including the aquarium itself and the rocks and everything else, and the guy was like, you got to have something that's going to support 100 pounds. And I was like, 100 pounds? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess it is 100 pounds.
I don't know how many of you are here actually saw the dam. The video kind of sucked, guys. I knew I took it 4 years ago, but I wasn't paying a lot of attention when he was explaining the procedure, the requirement, what has to happen for them to open those gates on the dam. So my video doesn't really explain the process, but I was more interested in getting the video than, because he'd already pretty much explained most of it to us by that point. But basically the process is, I don't know if you could see it, but there's two gates that are about 8 foot, 10 foot long. Everything else runs all the time, the two spillways, but the two gates are supposed to be controlled by that big wheel I showed you. Well, the one gate still works like it should with the wheel. You just turn the wheel and it opens the gate. The other one is broken, and it's been broken for at least, I don't know, it was broken when I worked at the shop, and that was 2007. So 15 years at least it's been broke.
Longer than
And they got an estimate like
Hi, Sandy.
$20,000 to fix it. It has to be someone that's certified to work on a dam or that kind of structure or whatever.
And of course, they'd have to let all the water out before they could work on it.
No, they don't. It's right up top. They just got to change the gear. It needs a new bearing and a gear. That's all it needs. Not a big deal. But in the meantime, now that that gate don't work, if Tom has to open it, Tom's the village maintenance guy, there's a come-along on each end of it.
Hey, look.
An otter, a mink.
It's either a beaver or a muskrat.
Yep, there's a beaver or a muskrat over there. I got my camera.
We'll show you guys. I believe it is a beaver. It's a little bitty beaver. Is he getting out? He's getting out.
I got it.
Flat tail or round tail?
Can't tell you.
Oh.
Tail's still in the water.
I think it's a beaver because it's cute. Muskrats are not cute.
He's eating something.
Muskrats literally look like rats. I think it's a beaver.
You'll see this beaver footage at some point, guys. But anyways, there's a come-along on each side of that gate, and Tom actually has to put on a safety harness and then a safety strap from himself to the bars, the metal railing along the dam, to go out, and he has to hang off there and work to come along, open up one side a little bit, open up the other side a little bit. And talk about dangerous. You think they wouldn't even allow that to happen, like OSHA would be all over that or something. But anyways, the criteria is if the water is going over the top of the gate, they have to open the gate an equal amount so the water stops going over the top. So if there's 2 inches of water going over the top, they open it 2 inches, which is really not a big deal because it's the same amount of water. It's just going under it now instead of over it. But
Because if they don't open it and it keeps topping the dam, it will wash the dam
yeah, if
out.
it got high enough, it could wash the earthen portion of the dam away.
That would not be good.
That would be bad for us. And
That'd be
like I
very bad.
showed you in the video, them 3 or them 4 great big round tunnels, those are like oh shit gates. If those ever got to be open, we might as well kiss our house and our asses goodbye, because that would let out so much water. It would probably empty that pond in town in a half hour. I mean, it's just incredible. So,
Well, and there's supposed to be these big metal plates
oh yeah,
that they can put down to stop water. So if they had to work on the dam, say, and they needed that water to be blocked off, they have these big, huge steel plates that are supposed to drop down in place and stop the water. They're gone. No one knows where they are. Although, there's a sneaking suspicion that the person that took care of the dam prior to this, quite a while ago, scrapped them.
or use them to make the bed of a trailer, a car hauler. That's what I had heard. But yeah, just prior to those 2 gates, there's big slots in the cement that are probably about 6 inches deep, 2 or 3 inches wide, and that big metal plate. Obviously, they'd have to get a crane down there to lower those plates in, but the plates would slide down in those slots, and it would stop the water going to those gates so they could change them or whatever. So right now, if one of those 2 gates fails, we're screwed too. Back in 2014, when we got 2 foot of water in the house, they had to open the dam, and at that time, the gate, I'm assuming it's the gate with the come-alongs on it, they got it open, and they couldn't get it closed.
Now, the thing is, there was no mention of that anywhere except for one little two-line comment in the local paper around here that said that the Barrington Dam had a small malfunction. So we learned later what the malfunction was, and they couldn't get it shut, which is why the water just kept coming and coming and coming.
You know,
But it's like, okay, so what if it malfunctions again?
so there's no stopping it. Even had that malfunction happen and they had the steel plate, it would have taken a couple hours anyways to get a crane down there, but they still could have stopped it. It wouldn't have ran overnight and hours, or we don't even know how long it ran because nobody would fess up to it.
Nope.
The only reason we ever found out there was a malfunction was the Isabella County Sun or Mount Pleasant Morning Sun
That's
newspaper.
what I just said.
Was it?
The
Okay.
local newspaper.
Yeah, there was an article, well, a different county published an article that said the Barron Dam malfunction. That's the only mention of it we could find.
It was the Big Rapids Pioneer.
Oh, it was a Mount Pleasant Morning Sun. I saved the article somewhere. I still have it. I don't know if it was the beaver because it was really, really loud. And I don't believe it was a raccoon making the water noise because a raccoon basically walks into the water and quietly swims across. We've watched him do it several times.
Yep.
And even if it was a beaver slapping his tail or something, there would have been pretty obvious it was a beaver slapping his tail. These noises were just like something was wading through the water, like fast.
And I don't know anything that can wade through the water fast right now.
Yep. And I did not include all the water sounds in the audio for tomorrow's video because it's annoying, but I did leave in some of the really loud ones, and I played you a section of like 20 seconds of how quiet it really was last night. That's what made all those other sounds sound so unusual because it was, you could barely hear a trickle of water most of the time. And I did get a couple instances of that thing we call that vocal, the sound. So it wasn't a lot. Last night was the first night I'd listened and I wasn't disappointed when I was done. Because it's been night after night after night of nothing. I swore I keep hearing something over there too. What's 8.8, Carl? What the hell are you talking about?
8.8 pounds for a gallon of water.
Oh, okay. Thanks, genius. Hi, Sandy. Thanks for joining us. Yes, I got some dirty, nasty beaver footage. Where did he go?
He's still over there. I just saw him a little bit ago, paddling around.
Got the audio recorder running behind me, too, just in case. I don't see him now. Wizzy. Wizzy, Wizzy. Come here, buddy.
I was.
Come on, Wizzy.
Come on, bub.
Cats don't know their names, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. Come on, Wizzy. Hey, what are you so focused on?
So we're supposed to get some more rain tonight, which kind of sucks.
It's gone down quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a green metal pole over there. The water was up and actually a little beyond that now, but now there's probably about 6, 8 inches. It's 6 or 8 inches below that stake now, so it's gone down a lot.
They held Carl's comment.
Who did?
It said held for review.
Who would hold his comment?
YouTube.
On this live chat?
Yes, his last comment.
Oh, I don't see that. It doesn't say that.
Dirty old man always looking for beaver.
Oh.
I let it in.
Oh, okay.
Wizzy, what are
That's
you
your
so
job.
focused on?
You need to censor that guy. He's out of control.
No kidding. No kidding.
So you didn't answer my question, Carl. You actually got a headache or just stuffy?
Wizzy looks so good on camera.
Yeah, the new camera, excuse me, the new camera angle's working out pretty good too, because when the cats are outside, I got a little clip of video of Wizzy, like, well, Shelby first, but then Wizzy comes right up and looks right in the camera. That's pretty neat. Hi, Whiz-Bang.
Yes to the line.
Wow, you're just a wreck.
So you're sick. It's not just sinuses. You're sick.
Thanks, Airdrop. And thanks for joining us, too. So we're going to keep the fire going for a little while tonight. But yeah, last night was gorgeous, guys. It was clear skies, no wind. It wasn't cold per se. It only went down to 30-something last night, which is great compared to what we've had.
Only.
But who only knows if anything rock throwing related or anything like that will ever happen again. It's only happened twice in 2 years and twice in 3 years, basically.
Well, the thing is, too, who knows? It could have happened again, but we didn't hear it because we were sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know.
That's the thing that keeps me doing it.
We always hear weird things.
Yeah. Is the hope that it happens again. As you guys will see, I've gotten a lot better at working the spotlight and the camera together in the dark. Next time, if it should happen, I know where to look and I know how to get the damn camera to focus better. But I was kind of freaking out that last time.
Well, yeah.
I honestly don't know, guys, why I didn't think to look up on the hill. I don't know why the hell I kept looking down there at the edge of the river. And it's still very puzzling. You guys may or may not remember this. Carl and I went over there a couple days after that happened, and we were pitching rocks trying to duplicate it without hitting the tree, and we had no luck without hitting the branch or whatever. So how that thing threw that many rocks in the pitch dark without hitting something, I don't know. But Carl is a witness to this. One of the rocks, and I actually showed it on the camera from shore, you could see the rock sitting right out in the water. It was a bright gray rock, clear as a bell. The next morning when I filmed that, well, after Carl and I went over a couple of days later to look around and we went to get that rock, it was freaking gone. And the water at that time was it was less than knee deep there. There was not enough current there to move that rock.
No.
Plus we walked down this way anyways looking for it, but there's no way the current took that rock away. So how the hell did that rock just disappear? And I still have the video somewhere of me zooming in on that rock. I would have really liked to have that rock for sure to say, well, this is definitely a rock that a Bigfoot possibly threw. It's really quiet. Can you guys hear us okay?
Sundays are generally quiet.
Nobody's complaining they can't hear us, so that's a good thing.
Sundays are generally a quiet day.
Gata, dude, do you remember when the window in this door got broke? That's really more freaky to me than the rocks being thrown.
Ah, that.
That is just weird, because I was sitting right there, 20 feet from the window when it got broke.
Yeah, but the freakiest thing, though, I was in the house, and I just heard like a little tink, and then I just heard and I was like, what is that noise? It took a good, I'd say solid 10 seconds for that window to shatter the way that it did. And, yeah, I mean, because it just, and it was, you know, I'm walking around looking to see what the cats have gotten into. And then I turned towards there to, to look out and see if Mike was doing something outside or something. And that's when I was like, why does the window look like it's got water all over it?
Yeah.
And then I realized that the window was shattered.
Shadooby. And we talked about it, we thought, it's always possible that it could have been a BB, but the impact spot didn't look like a BB. BB leaves a pretty distinct mark in glass. Trust me, I know.
And it would have come through.
Yeah, and it probably would have went through and hit the inside glass too. So it definitely wasn't, especially like a pellet gun or something even stronger. It would have went through both windows. So,
Yeah.
and it's too bad there were so many little tiny stones over there from those patio blocks are disintegrating. So there's little stones all over. So I couldn't pinpoint, which one it could have been. So, but and then it makes you always wonder, well, what if they decide to throw something and hit our big picture window in our bedroom? Shit. We'd end up with a board over that.
I will kick their asses personally if that occurs.
But why the door glass? That makes no sense. Why not hit me since I was
Maybe he
sitting
was
there?
trying and he missed.
No, I think they're pretty accurate.
Not if they're
All
young.
the stories I've ever heard that people say they're throwing things at them, they're really accurate. What? Oh, the moon thing?
The moon thing.
Yeah, that moon thing's up there right now.
Plus the color of the sky, it's weird. It's not, gray. It's very strange.
It's just eerie still, kind of.
It's very still
A
out
little
here.
bit of a breeze, but not much. Oh, I'll be back. I gotta get some more wood on the fire.
Put my branches on the fire.
You want to work the camera and show them the fire? Tracy wants me to do this.
I don't know really how to work the camera to do that without messing something up.
All right, I'm gonna move the camera. Tracy wants me to put some of the noisy stuff on. Oh, that ain't no good. You need cedar.
Put the green stuff on. I just grabbed that stuff because I thought it'd be good for starting the fire because it's so dry. And see, it would have been awesome for starting the fire.
Let me
Look
tilt
at
you
it.
towards the fire a little more. There we go.
Look at how awesome that would have been to start that fire. Put the green, I don't know why it's still green considering that we cut that stuff in October green.
Yeah, all this green stuff was from Tracy's decorations from the store
Yeah.
at Halloween.
There we go. Oh, that smells so good. I wish you guys could smell that.
And the smoke's not blowing or yet.
Yes. So soothing. Ooh, that fire just picked up in temperature. Oh, now it's snowing.
Yeah, that does smell good, guys.
It's snowing. I'm covered in ashes. Alrighty.
All right. Watch your cat. I'm going to try to show you, well, I'll show you around a little bit. I can kind of see what I'm looking at here. Really can't zoom too well, but that little green post right there is what I was talking about, the water level. Let me get out of the smoke. Oh, the moon's way over there. The smoke is following me now. Okay, how come I can't find the moon? There's the trees. Can you see the moon, Tracy? I can't really see my screen.
No.
There it is. Really hard to see. Now I zoomed in.
I don't see it at all. I don't see that big patch of blue sky that it's in either.
Yeah, it's right in the clear sky, guys. I don't know why I can't find it.
Straight above your head.
I'm sorry, guys. I suck at this. I can't tell what I'm looking at. I think you can see it right there. It's a half moon.
Yep.
I miss Gypsy. Oh my God, that smoke is horrible. All right, guys. Well, we kind of probably bored you enough. Not a lot of going on around here, so
There will be.
there will be. We'll try to do this more often, especially if we have something happen that's really cool to talk about. So, Wizzy, what are you doing? Wizzy just come running from over there. Oh, I wanted to show you what Tracy was talking about when we got stuck in this house. There's a Wizzy. When we got stuck in this house during the flood, the water was over the top of that deck. I mean, it was like that far from coming into that house. So if you can imagine, on the other side of the house, the water was slightly just below waist deep, but the current was moving. Instead of the current coming through here, when the water got high, the current was coming through the backyard here. And you should have seen the debris that was out in our yard when we cleaned up from that, and we lost our garden box. It floated away. So
I'm still never going to understand that one.
So yeah, living with the threat of flooding sucks, but to have this really cool view, it's worth it, I guess. As we get older, we're not going to be saying that, but
Hey, honey, I don't know if we may have lost the connection when you were wandering around. I'm not. I lost mine. I'll tell you that much. And I can't get it to close either.
I don't see any chat either. Nope, it's still there. Are you guys still there? Tracy thought we lost the connection.
Well, I'm like 5 minutes behind now.
Okay, cool. So, but you guys should have seen the sunrise this morning. The camera, because the river's so high and it's obviously in motion, that camera behind me recorded all morning, so I got a beautiful sunrise. And if you guys remember, a month or so ago, maybe 2 months ago, the sun was coming up over here. Well, now the sun's coming up way over here. It's pretty amazing, but I got a really pretty sunrise this morning. It recorded, so I might set the audio recorder out and get some birds and just do a ASMR 20-minute sunrise thing, because it looked really awesome this morning. So I'm hoping someday I'll hit on an ASMR and get like 1 million views, but so far that hasn't happened. So it's really hard to get a good one. It's the stupid shit that people do that get 1 million views.
Well, that one that one TikTok that we did for Fates, it's up to almost 600,000 views.
Wow.
It's not even the best one we did, but it's up to like 600,000 views. And we're all like, okay.
Yep, their little grocery store. Adam's doing TikTok videos and stuff, and they're pretty funny. It's Faith's Market.
Yeah.
On Facebook or TikTok. So.
Well, you can actually go to Faith's Market on Facebook as well, and he shares the videos there too.
Yeah. So.
I've been in quite a few of them. Because he'll try to get volunteers from the store to do it, and he's always like, "You want to do it? You want?" And everyone's like, "No, I don't want to do that." And I'm like, "I don't care."
She's the mystery shopper,
Yes.
the guest shopper.
I always laugh because it's like, he'll be like, you'll do it, won't you? I don't care. Sure, let's go. What are we doing? Everybody's too shy. They don't want to be on camera. And I'm like, shoot YouTube for a few years. You won't even care.
No doubt. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get going. Thanks for coming and joining us. We'll try to do this more often. Yeah,
Yes.
it's going in between us at least. So, but thanks again for joining us, guys. We'll see you in the near future. And look for the audio, the parabolic recording tomorrow.
Help, I'm being smothered. Help.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Somebody came in late.
Who is it? Pam's here.
Pam. Pam.
Are we still on?
Yeah, we're still on.
Yeah, let's stay on for a few minutes then.
All right.
Might as well.
We'll stay for you, Pam. How are you? I think.
I think we're still on. Oh, you didn't get a...
Didn't get notified? What a surprise.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Oh no, I'm buffering now.
I just
My
was.
chat is, anyways.
I just was, but now I'm okay. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing, because we were sitting there before dinner and it was like, oh, we should have a fire because it's actually kind of decent out. And then it was like, yeah, maybe we should do a live. We don't really have a whole lot to talk about, but here we are.
I'm buffering. Are you guys still getting this live?
I'm buffering too.
Yeah, you know, having as many subscribers as we got, and it's not like a bragging thing, but, you know, 2,364 subscribers,
Of course we're both using the
and
Wi-Fi.
we're only averaging 100 views or less on every video I put out. And it's like, how is that even possible? There's 2,200 people that aren't watching at all out of all these subscribers. So the notifications are not going out. I have no doubt of that anymore.
Oh, no, and that's the thing. People on YouTube, they know. We all know. If you're getting 1 million views, then they're putting out your notifications. If you're not, you just keep getting kicked down to the bottom of the list,
You know,
and it's hit or miss. I think sometimes it helps to go in and turn off notifications and then turn them back on.
it could, but complaining to YouTube didn't do me any good. Oh, your notifications are being sent out.
No, they're not. Why would one of us switch to data? I've been buffering pretty much the whole time, and he hasn't at all.
Yeah. You're a subscriber, Carl? Well, thanks for subscribing. Now tell your friends. Oh, you already told all 3 of them. I'm sorry.
Get out of my head.
I hope it's been playing good on my phone. My chat's working good here.
There we go, Smoke. That's a good idea. Go that way. Go that way. Go that way.
Anybody got the feeling something's going to happen tonight?
That'd be awesome.
Like I'm going to choke to death. But I have that feeling every night. That's what keeps me motivated. Just hopefully the rain holds off till after midnight.
You're like Mel Fisher. Today's the day.
Well, I've been trying to listen later because, you know, like a month ago, it would be dark at what, 7 o'clock, 7:30. So I'd put the dish out at 7:30 as soon as I'd never bring the dish out before it's dark so nobody sees what I'm doing, and not to hide it, but I just don't want people to see it. Oh, he's got a listening device or whatever, you know. And or that's harsh to get
What
pranked.
did I try to tell you the other night?
To
I
get
was
pranked,
tired.
you know, somebody sees me doing that. Oh, well, we're gonna screw with him tonight. So, anyways, I bring it out at dark, and if I start listening at that early at 7:30, well, by like 10:30, I got 3 hours in, and I'm bored of it, you know. So I've been trying to not start listening until like 10 o'clock, and I've made it till almost 1 o'clock the last couple nights. So
Not me. I
yeah.
did yesterday, but no. Got to get up in the morning. Not staying up that late.
Oh no, then I don't have any friends either, Yvette.
What did the Dowager Countess say? It's it's no trick to it's no trick to avoid people that you don't like. Avoiding one's friends. Now that's difficult.
Be right back, guys. I'm getting firewood. We need one of Art's trees next door
Yeah.
to fall down
Not that one though.
or get cut down, because we're just about out of firewood.
Not that one. That one scares the living.
At least we don't need the firewood for heat now.
Look at the crack in that.
I know it.
It's huge. That is huge. Oof. If you've never lived under the threat of a tree about to fall on your house, you do not know the stress. How many years did we sit there with the tree of doom? And I mean, every time the wind would blow, I'd just freak out.
Yeah. Check out this tree, guys. This one's in Art's yard too. One day I was out here filming when the storm blew in, and I think you guys might have heard, if any of you heard it, there was a big crack in the video as I was going back towards the house. Well, it was that big ass branch right there that cracked and broke, and that's been hanging there since. Well, this tree also, as you can see how it's split, Carl and I put the chain in there trying to keep it from falling on his house, because if that part goes, it's going right on his frickin' house. So if you can see the crack in it, it goes all the way down. I really don't know how it's still standing there, and I really don't know if that chain's gonna do a whole lot of good, but it might. But that's pretty freaky, and he doesn't even seem to care. You know, he's got the money to pay somebody to come and cut that down. It's just total, I really don't know, guys. I have no explanation why he wouldn't pay somebody a couple $100 to come and knock that down. Can you see us all right there?
I can in that.
Let's see. Am I back in the right spot?
Can't see the fire.
Hi, Mid-South Sasquatch. Thanks for joining us.
Trying to get caught up on the chat. My chat is behind for whatever. Okay. I think we're good now.
Not a lot going on here, Mid-South. We're just gabbing about nothing.
Pretty much.
This is funny. I know a lot of people have ill feelings about Todd Standing, but having participated in his chats and been around watching him for a long time, he made me a moderator on his live shows, and it's just about every week, man, when I pop in on the live shows, he'll say, Central Michigan Bigfoot. Oh, I just love that name. He's like, last week he's like, well, maybe I can make mine Central what do you say, Alberta?
Yeah.
Central Alberta Bigfoot and wildlife. And he's like, I just love the and wildlife thing. It just adds something to it. And he's just, it's funny, man. He talked about me for like 30 seconds just about
He
the
always
channel
does.
name.
You could say anything about him that you want, but he's never wavered from any of his stories. He's never,
You know,
you know,
he does love himself, though.
yeah, he does.
I'll give him that. He's definitely
But he's very passionate about the Bigfoot subject.
that he is.
He's a little eccentric.
That's for sure.
Me too.
But it's just funny. Like, what the hell did I ever do to become a moderator? I didn't ask for it.
Nope. All of a sudden one day he was watching it and he's like, hey, what does this mean?
My name's highlighted in blue with a wrench, like Tracy's name is in our live chats. So I can like block people, kick them out of the chat, you know, time them out for 300 seconds. It's kind of fun.
Power.
Somebody, I can't remember who, somebody mentioned in a comment on one of my videos the other day, I saw Todd standing the other night and he was talking about you. And, no, he wasn't talking about me specifically, he was talking about my channel name. He's still never seen the rock throwing video, and he keeps telling me to send it, and I've sent it like 3 frickin' times. One of the moderators in the chat said, here's my email, send it to me, which was Phil, Pie Guy. So I sent it to him, and I still never heard nothing.
But
Like, unbelievable.
who knows how many things he's getting
You know.
a week, you know, so it might just...
Dee, welcome from Detroit. We used to live in Westland. She grew up in Livonia, I grew up in Westland.
And you want to know something funny? Up here, anything south of Flint is Detroit. And, oh, I'm going to Detroit. And I always look at him and go, where are you really going?
You know. Anywhere down here is considered Detroit up here.
Yeah. You're going south of Flint, you're going to Detroit. No, no, no. No, you're not. They went, some people that I work with, they went down to a food show and they're like, yeah, we're going down to Detroit. And I said, where's the food show? Oh, it's at the Novi Expo Center. So you're going to Novi. You're not going to Detroit. It always entertains me. Okay, Sterling Heights. Oh, she grew up in Garden City.
Yeah, Todd can be quite full of himself for sure. But
Did you see that? Brilene said she
Garden City.
grew up in Garden City,
Wow.
Sterling Heights.
So Brilene would know where Ford and Wayne Road is. I lived northwest. Yeah, northwest of Ford and Wayne Road.
Yep. I lived at 6 Mile in Farmington. Well, 6 Mile in Wayne. Between Farmington and Newburgh. And you know, it's funny, because when I went downstate for my sister's funeral in October, and I was hanging out with my friends, and we went to go somewhere after the funeral home, and because of COVID down there, everything was, everything closed early. There was no outside dining and all this stuff. So we ended up going to my friend Julie's house. So we had to drive right past my old house. But it was just so funny. We're hanging out at my friend Julie's house. And her mom and dad were like making us snacks and drinks. And her mom looked at us and said, this is just like 1985. But it was funny because it was just like 1985. We're all just hanging out at Julie's house, except we're all old and we can actually drink. Her dad made me a Manhattan and he handed it to me, and I was like, geez, Mr. L, that's kind of huge.
You guys see the kitty love going on here?
Lots of kitty love. Whiz bang.
He's a good boy.
Cherry Hill and Middlebelt.
You're a good
know exactly where that is.
He's still kicking around pretty good for 12 going on 13, right?
He's a good boy. Oh, and Mr. Morris has decided that he is my cat. Mr. Morris is my boy.
And he's made a good friend of Mr. Morty. Man, them two are chasing each other, wrestling.
Yeah.
None of the other cats are doing that stuff, you know, and they're getting along really good.
Yes, it is taken seriously in Canada. I wish it would be taken more seriously around here, but our theory on that is that if they actually said, yes, it's a real creature and yes, it exists, could you imagine what would happen? There'd be forests closed off. You wouldn't be able to go into them at all because it would be a protected species. The wood industry, people would be freaking out. So, yeah, I think they know it's there. But if they admit it, there's going to be all kinds of financial repercussions that they don't want to have to deal with.
I mean, Christ, they find what a good example.
Salamander.
Yeah, or an owl or some endangered frog or whatever. Owl would be a good example because it gets around in the forest, you know, but they'll protect forest areas because of endangered species of owls or whatever kind of bird.
Yeah. So if they admit that Sasquatch exists, could you even imagine?
I think he's kind of more of a believer now, Damo. I don't know if you saw, but he played my rock throwing video one time and
Yeah.
talked about it a little bit. I think he's leaning more towards the possibility.
Well, he's
but-
very scientific.
Yeah, but he definitely was a non-believer a few years ago, no doubt about that. But I think he's more open to the possibility now.
Because, he always sits there and he's like, I'm not saying it is, but there's things that he can't explain. You know?
Like the whistles he gets all the time, more
Oh,
animals than knocks.
that's how he found us.
Who?
DSMO.
Oh, through Gary Reed? Ah, thanks for coming over. But yeah, Gary's a good guy. He's a kind. I don't drink, but he's the kind of guy you could sit and have a beer with. I do believe, you know. He's a lot of fun to watch.
I love his dog. I
Yeah,
love Gage.
Gage is one of the most awesome dogs. But he sure puts a lot of effort into his channel. I'll give him that. But he's insane for the amount of money he spends for a freaking lens for a camera, and or his electric bike that he hardly ever uses. You know. So,
I mean, we would probably spend more time on it if we had more land, but
you know,
things may change on that because I know some people that have property who have more than welcomed us to go out on their property and do whatever the heck we want in the summer. And,
yeah, we do have a couple of places we could go. They're not that great big sections of land, but
Yeah.
they are right in the middle of wooded areas. So
yeah, especially like Paul's house.
you know,
There's no other, it's like him and there's one other guy and there's one guy across the street. But when he built that house, it was a field. It was a farmer's field right on the edge of the woods. So there's nothing there. Of course, they all think I'm nuts, but not just for that reason either. But, but it doesn't matter. They're all still subscribed.
it's amazing. Like 1 out of 10 people won't laugh at you if you bring the subject up or say you're
Yep.
crazy.
And I think a lot of people want to say, yeah, I believe in it too.
I didn't believe in it when we moved up here. I didn't even think about it. But then, like, just the things that started happening, the things we started hearing, the things we started happening and finding, and that's what made me build the parabolic dish to see what was going on around here.
Look, my dad, God rest his soul, my dad was in the Navy And, he joined the Navy in 1947. So he was in the Navy before jet planes, stuff like that. And he was in the Pacific. And he said there were things that he saw that he could never, ever, ever, ever explain. Lights from under the ocean flying up out of the ocean and into the sky. There was no technology like that back then. That just didn't exist. But my dad was always very open-minded. He was never one of those people that if you said something, he'd laugh at you or something. My dad, and I remember this watching In Search of back in the 70s with Leonard Nimoy, 7:30 on Saturday nights. That was me and my dad. My dad was a total believer in Bigfoot. Completely. He was, and he always told me, he said, I'm going to believe it till somebody proves it doesn't exist. And that's kind of how I come into it. I'm going to believe anything until somebody proves to me no. Do ghosts walk the earth? Nobody's proved to me that they don't. Do UFOs exist? According to my dad, yeah. And my dad didn't make stuff up.
Hey, Thomas. Not a lot going on, just a lot of small talk. We're trying to keep it alive here tonight. Yeah, we don't generally talk about politics, but Mid-South, I would have liked to have seen that. No doubt about that. And what was said there. Do you have any specifics about how it was covered up or what he said about the cover-up? You can leave out Trump's name. Just say he or TFG, the former guy. Yeah, I would have really liked to heard what was said there at that conference, though.
They know.
What was that?
I don't know. I've been hearing a weird noise for a little while now.
Did anybody hear that?
There are weird noises starting to happen.
It was a high-pitched something.
See, one of my other favorite things is when people write in with Bigfoot stories, they always have to be like, I was in the military for X amount of years, or I'm an ex-police officer. But you don't need to prove yourself to me. You don't need to sit there and say, oh, look at, what an honest person I am because of this, and I'm a trained listener. When you live someplace for any length of time, you know what's normal and you know what's not.
Wow, that's interesting, Mid-South.
I don't doubt it.
I totally believe that, too. I really do.
But like I said, can you imagine them saying, yeah, it's real, and then people will be like, well, should I go out in the woods? And they'd be like, we don't know.
Yeah, is it safe to take my children out in the woods? Well, that's up to you.
Uh-huh.
What a can of worms just as that would open up.
Yep. And then you've got the situation with, like I said, lumber industry and building. I mean, you're going to take away a piece of forest. Well, are we allowed to take that piece of forest? Do any Sasquatch live there? And all of a sudden you've got restrictions that you never knew existed.
I know I was going to bring it up next time we went live, guys. This was pretty cool. Any of you watched, what is it called now, Terror in the Woods?
These woods are haunted.
These woods are haunted. They've rebranded the show, but it's both Terror in the Woods. These woods are haunted. A week or two ago, they had a guy that had a story. It was him and his dad, and they went camping in the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. And his name was Jim Sherman. And he told a story about, having activity around the tent when he was a teenager with his dad. And then he came back to Michigan and became a researcher for quite some time. Well, he actually has a YouTube channel. It's called Lord Cryptid, Cryptid. and he lives right here in Isabella County, the next county over from us. And I've talked to him back and forth a couple times, and he's recorded some of the exact same sounds over there in Isabella County that we've got here. But I just thought that was really interesting. His YouTube channel is Lord Cryptid. Tell him we sent you if you go check him out.
Yep.
He's kind of getting back. He strayed away from the subject for a while, but he seems to be getting back into it again. And he's the real deal. He's doing the audio recording, doing investigations and stuff. So,
And some of the audio recordings you had are eerily similar to things that we've heard.
yeah, so it's pretty cool.
That's the thing, when you sit out here almost every single night in the summer, you know the normal animal noises. And when you hear something that makes every hair on the back of your neck stand up, because it's not normal, we've heard bobcats, we've heard coyotes, we've heard all kinds of things. And I hear that and I can go, oh, that's what that was.
There aren't any bear around here.
Carl.
Well, we had a straggler come through a couple years ago that was seen and confirmed, but it's very, very rare.
Not according to Carl.
Yeah, Carl, tell everybody why you won't ride your lawnmower at night.
And there was one, God, it had to be 6 years ago now. A girl that I worked with was coming out of Remus, where I work, and she was driving out of Remus, and she hit a bear. I'm like, great, oh, good job. You hit the only bear within like a 200 square mile area.
And that was about 10 miles from here.
Yeah, it was right literally when she came out of Remus. It was right by the propane thing. And the odds of that are slim to none.
Look at all the birds that landed over there.
I know. Hello, lovelies.
There's probably about 20. Are they starlings?
That is not a starling.
I don't know what they are, but there's about 20 birds in that tree over there.
It's awful late for you guys. I don't mess
All right,
now.
guys, well, we are going to wrap it up now. Come on, Wizzy, Wizzy. I got to get this fire going. Do a couple things before it gets dark. Thanks, you guys, for joining us. It was fun. Hopefully next time we do this, we'll have more people here. I'd really like to get Paul and Karen down here. Get Karen to have a few drinks in her. She's pretty funny. And Paul, too.
Oh, yeah.
And then, Carl's just amusing, period. Right, Carl? So, we will see you guys on the next one. And please like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate it.
Hey,
What was that?
I heard a scary bear man coming.
What? I guess he's not sick anymore.
Oh, he's sick.
He's twisted.
Sick in the head.
Well, look what decided to join us.
Yeah, I'm here.
He's a little late, don't you think?
Always.
Better late than never.
It's Carl attitude.
Day late, dollar short.
Yes, it's the homeless hippie guy.
Uh-huh.
I got a house, I think.
Hi, editing. Thanks for joining us. How's things up in the UP? You still got snow?
Oh yeah, they probably do.
What
Well,
was
people
that?
say.
Did you hear that?
I heard something.
That sounded like a knock. Like a sharp, hard, loud knock.
I show up and they knock.
Did anybody else hear that?
Wow.
I missed it.
Stacy's got good ears. If she heard it, she heard it. Or says she heard it, she heard it.
The reason I do that whistle is that was the exact whistle that I got when I was out mushroom hunting. Scared the living crap out of me.
Well, the birds are happy and it's not silent, so. But, all right, we're going to wrap it up for sure now, guys. So we're going to stay out here by the fire for a couple hours, I do believe, and see if anything happens tonight. So, thanks again for joining us. Thanks, Mid-South, for joining us. Yeah, morale's coming around the corner for us here, too.
Yup. Hopefully.
Mega Desi's cat, hello.
Sorry for showing up so late, everybody.
You sound lovely.
Yeah, thank you.
We were just getting ready to wrap it up. We've been on here for an hour and 8 minutes or something like that. But we'll do it again a lot sooner, and we'll try to get the notifications out. YouTube did okay, I guess, this time, but I'll try to put it on the community page sooner.
Yeah, like a day ahead.
Yeah, like a day ahead of time. So, all right, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Night.
Good night.